ask you something. Have you ever noticed how just when things start to unravel, when the team's exhausted, the plan is fuzzy, and you're questioning if you're even heading in the right direction? Well, that's exactly when your quarterly planning session shows up on the calendar, and someone on your team always says the same thing. This came at the perfect time. They're right. It always does, and it's not magic. It's not coincidence. It's the 90-day world, and it works. The 90-day world is the rhythm that drives real growth. It's the operating cadence behind every high-performing leadership team I work with. A reset, a refocus, and a recommitment to what matters most. Because let's be honest, vision fades, accountability slips, priorities multiply, people drift. Every 90 days, we pause the madness and come back to center. This isn't just tactical, it's existential. I used to think quarterly planning was the moment where the shine started coming off the ball. Same room, same agenda, same talking heads. But now, I've come to realize that quarterlies are the very flywheel of EOS. And like any good flywheel, the secret isn't novelty. The secret is momentum. The quarterly follows the same rhythm on purpose. It's predictable by design. That repetition, that's not boring. That's the discipline. That's where the real power is. Because when the flywheel spins, you get speed, energy, alignment, and ultimately results. Most businesses don't fail from lack of ideas. They fail from lack of executional cadence. Quarterlies are that cadence. Here's the psychology behind it. We're not built to stay motivated for 365 days. We thrive in sprints, not marathons, and 90 days is the sweet spot. It's long enough to move the needle, but short enough to stay focused. It creates urgency without burnout, clarity without overwhelm, structure without suffocation, and most importantly, it honors the reality that people change every 90 days. They evolve, they struggle, they grow, they forget. So every quarter, we remember who we are, what we're doing, and why it matters. When you don't stop to recalibrate, you confuse motion for progress. Quarterlies pull you back into purpose. It's the place where you reconnect to your vision. You clarify your priorities, you reset your rocks, you surface your issues, and you leave with alignment, accountability, and momentum. And every now and then, something happens that reminds you just how powerful this process really is. Let me tell you a story. I had a leadership team walk into a quarterly session recently where one key member was ready to blow the whole thing up. I mean, emotionally charged, visibly agitated, questioning whether they even had a future at the company. Normally, I ask for one word at the end of the session, but this time I asked for it at the beginning and the end. And what we saw visually and emotionally was staggering. Before, stuck, scattered, wipeout, exploding. After, relief, collected, clearer, smoldering. This wasn't semantics. This was catharsis. This was the weight of complexity being lifted. In a world full of distractions, the 90-day world gives you focus. In a world of uncertainty, it gives you structure. In a world of burnout, it gives you breath. And in a business full of good intentions and unfinished plans, the 90-day world gets done. So yeah, when someone says this came at the perfect time, I smile because I know something they're just starting to realize. Every 90 days is the perfect time. So if you're stuck, if you're drifting, if your team is tired, distracted, unclear, the 90-day world is waiting, and the next 90 days could change everything.